Hey guys, JHub here, and Sledgehammer has released their multiplayer maps intel drop for Modern Warfare 3, showing off what the maps look like now, and some movement and weapons. So I figured, why not just go ahead and watch this live, show it off to y'all, and we can review it as we play. So let's just switch on over there and get after it.
For multiplaller and Call of Duty Modern
All right,
Warfare
we're starting
3,
right off with some brief glimpses. Scrapyard, high-rise, junkyard,
these classic
rundown,
maps.
maybe? All right, so let's see how these things are gonna look and play.
When we told the art team we're going to be
Derail,
making
that's
these
Invasion.
maps, they lit up. They
Look like
calling
they're
dibs
scaled.
on which ones they wanted to go get reference.
So right off the bat, it looks like they are scaling the maps to be kind of like Modern Warfare 19, where it's like everything is more proportional to your player model. Already some of those maps right off the bat visually kind of feel like I'm a little bit more claustrophobic-ish, like it's shrunken down and more tight. So weird right off the bat, so I can tell that they're doing the scaling thing.
It's for maps really come through. They feel like they felt back then. And when you're playing high rise, when you're playing Estate,
Estate, I like more color. So if you play it on Modern Warfare 2 2009, it's a really bland brown against the whole thing. But here, there's a whole lot more color and distinction. This is good, especially when you're shooting into the greenhouse when the glass is broken. You're going to need that.
Really transport it back. We questioned a lot of what was good about
Underpass. This is way more clear than what we had back in 2009. For those of you who remember Underpass back then, very foggy, very drab and gray overlay. This, off the bat, looks like a whole lot more clear. Instead of it being a full-on rainstorm, it looks like it's just a casual shower.
Movement of older games, what was good about the gunplay of older games, and the same with the newer games. So we tried to marry a lot.
Derail looks like it's a bit more clear and definitely more color added. One of the reasons why I skipped Derail a lot back in the day was because it was uniform white and kind of hard to make out stuff, especially if you are wearing like a white snow ghillie suit. It was a bit hard at long distances.
A lot of those things together.
The way we approach it is that, how are we going to make these the best
Rust looked like it had more color.
versions of those maps that people have ever played? Because that's what we wanted. That's what we want as fans.
There are places where the metrics of the level are adjusted to.
So right here, they're confirming that they are in fact scaling these maps to be more in line with what we're experiencing these days.
Fit more modern gameplay, but for the most part, it's going to feel incredibly similar.
So when he says it's going to fit more like modern gameplay, that has a little bit of concern in my head if it's more like Modern Warfare 19 and 22. If it's more like Cold War, okay. Maybe even Vanguard's movement. Gunplay, yeah, we all know what that was about.
Biggest changes are really in a fidelity sense. Places like Afghan, where it might have been difficult.
Which this is more clear. They've got more color. Like, one of the biggest issues with Modern Warfare 2 2009 is a lot of these maps that are not based like in a city that's supposed to have like a lot of color, they're really blown out and bland.
To see somebody in some of the circumstances.
I imagine with this, the way they're trying to brighten things up and increase the contrast, we should be able to see a whole lot easier. But I'm looking at the scale of some of this stuff. That plane doesn't look nowhere near as long as it did.
You have new tools to make that both look better.
Yeah, even Afghan in this scale, for some reason, it just feels like it is much smaller. And that just could be because of the new way they design maps and player modeling. But right now, this looks much smaller.
But also read better so that your target acquisition is improved.
Favela is a map where it really pushed our opportunities to explore what you couldn't do in the old one and what you can do now.
Okay, that concerns me. What we couldn't do then, but what we can do now. Time will tell. Let's keep going.
From an artistic side, the map has
I like how
more
vibrant it
detail
is,
than
very
I think any
colorful.
other map in
My question is, how much of the art is actually going to be the same or even remastered in its own?
Rise. It's fun to explore and jump on the scaffolding and mantle to places that you.
This is going to be what I'm concerned with. So when I say that these maps are most likely not going to play the exact same way, this right here, people are mantling over a sidewall, which you could not back in that game. You have to run this line of sight down this left side and everywhere else. But he's clear as day just going over the wall.
You weren't able to actually grab or reach before. Now you can get there.
Okay. Yeah, there's a whole lot more mantling. Yeah, so basically you're going to be able to navigate the map in an entirely different way than you did back in the day. So for those of you who are looking for like a very similar one-to-one playability, We're not going to have that in this game. From just that short little clip, it looks like they want the maps to be more navigatable, I guess it is, which can be both a good and a bad thing. Lines of sights that were meant to hold down to control the flow of the game and help make the maps feel better are now going to be more open and easily maneuverable. So I'm already looking at this version of High Rise. I don't like High Rise. Like, I hate it because it's trap or be trapped. It's possible, but that this mechanic or the ability to navigate the whole map, I might actually like it now. Time will tell. You're going to hear me repeat that several times.
Like the original, or whether it should be more modern in terms of the metrics, we went with the original.
See, that's the thing. It feels like they're conflicting because they said they wanted to bring things up to modern, but now he's saying he wants it to be more original. So I'm seeing a little bit of conflicting, and I don't know if that just wasn't picked up by the editor of this video or if it's intentional, or if they're just specifically talking about these topics. But let's continue.
We pushed very hard to make sure that that experience was as close to the original as.
See, like, we were never able to do that. You could not mount to jump and climb up to the top that way. That I can recall. And I've got 30 days played at least on Modern Warfare 2, but instead of having me forced to use the stairs to go up, you just straight climbed across.
We possibly could, while we modernized the look of the map.
I've seen people play it for the
Of note, that was the Uzi. That was in Modern Warfare 2, so it looks like it's coming back, but it looks kind of different. Hopefully it plays the same.
first time, and they don't really know what they're going to see. And when that load screen shows up for Favela or for Quarry, you see them light up.
Quarry?
Like, oh my gosh, these are the maps that I've...
Rundown completely looks like a different time of day. Okay, maybe it'll help with visibility, because I think they've mentioned they really, really want visibility to be better, which I'm all for, because all those operator skins that are coming over, we need as much bright visibility as we can. If we're going to have dark maps, a lot of these skins that are coming over are just going to be punishing.
been hoping they would remake.
The whole team
Sub base, yeah, that's a whole lot more clarity and a little bit more gray. Looks like they have a different skybox as well, and they use the dome top again.
here is super excited to bring all of these maps to fans everywhere.
So first look, I like how they are much brighter of maps, more color it seems to be. They're tuning the weather. That may have made the maps a little bit more punishment. If you look at Underpass, it's more of a shower, so you can see better. If you look at Derail, it's much more clear with less fog. I think same goes with Subbase. It seems like they are trying to stay faithful to the maps, but that scaling just feels weird to me. So I don't know. Time is definitely going to tell, but I think I'm a little bit worried about what I saw in High Rise, where you're completely navigating the map in a different way. I was hoping that these maps were going to play very similar to what we experienced back in 2009, but it looks like they're just bringing us the look of the map, but how they're played, it will not be the same. It definitely will not be. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Any worries, concerns, what you thought, what you liked, disliked, just let me know. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see y'all guys later. Peace out.